We are going to see Absurge on the Holy Paladin.
Double
and Prep
Paladin
on a red. Okay, so we're seeing double Paladin Warrior versus RPB.
All right, never seen Prev play Ret Paladin literally ever in the game. This is the first time coming in here. I wanted to see him on a Boomkin, man. I'm disappointed, honestly, but I'll have to wait and see how this Ret Warrior performs. These cleaves have typically been very challenging for the Golden Guardians on their Shadow Priest Rogue, so let's see if they can make it work here. Drake already taking tremendous hits of damage from Peekaboo right off the rip as Drake trades out Rage Regen to try and support Rain in the back. Massive heals. Drake goes back to full. Drake leaps in. WizK stunned up. Absterge stunned up. WizK decides to trinket Soul Shape away. This is the avenging wrath of Prev. I have to get used to saying that, I guess. I'm not used to it with him on a red, but he gets Quaking Palm behind the pillar on his cooldowns by WizK. Cheeky play from WizK as he's trying to avoid the Ret Paladin at all costs. If that Ret connects during wings, you know you're going to get wrecked.
Yeah, could be really scary. Drake right now going to be pushing forward. WizK needs to be very careful. It's either WizK does an amazing job under these different Cleaves teams or he gets absolutely eaten alive. So we'll see which one it is at the end of this one. Absurge backing him up right now, but caught into a stun. This could be some cooldowns. It is going to be the Dispersion. Unrelenting pressure coming in from Kawhi in this game number one. Absurge actually getting swapped to as well. Where are the openings? Let's see. I mean, there's a lot. This is a really good composition into Assassination Rogues. You have so many bops. You have the Sanctuary coming in from Prev. You have all the cooldowns from Brain. But there's going to be Smoke Bomb on Drake. Drake taking quite a bit of damage, down to around 30% health. What are they going to trade to keep him alive? They really don't trade too much. Looks like the healing from Brain is going to be more than enough. They push forward. WizK getting absolutely smashed. He's in a Hammer of Justice, and he's still alive. Oh, he gets seeded. The seeds stay alive. They actually don't have a way to remove the Blessing of Protection. So I think WizK will live on to fight another day. How many times have we seen a Shadow Priest survive because of God Tender? I think that might be a first.
Yeah, that's like absolutely incredible, but Golden Guardians are running low on answers. There's nothing for this Hammer of Justice here to have anything onto Absterge. Blinding Light coming out. He's going to bubble here. He's going to try to get some heals onto WizK, casting out the Flash of Lights. WizK with the Greater Fade will survive, but that was pretty much the last cooldown. Absurge might have his streak of rotating back up. That sacrifice, though, would be a different story. And now for the Golden Guardians, the only thing that they can really do is just high pressure. They have a Vendetta. They need to maybe use it to try to get offensive here. That was a Blessing of Protection coming up before the Vendetta there onto Drake. So this is Peekaboo's opportunity maybe to get aggressive here. He needs to do something. He needs to create pressure onto Drake and try to save his Shadow Priest. WizK has absolutely nothing. Just that Dispersion rotated back up finally for him. And that will buy them a little bit of time. This is the next banner from Drake. Big damage coming in. WizK, how are you going to survive? Absurge trinkets out. Is out the sacrifice. So WizK will survive with that cooldown. But now, still only one answer left for him. None left. Absurge here. Who are they going to take down? The Vendetta is taking big damage here onto Drake. He might actually just get KO'd. Saved by the Light will proc. Brain in the backline. Throwing out big heals with those wings. And now, once again, this could be WizK's Dispersion. They will also net themselves the Dispersion. And now, they're in a checkmate situation. If Drake doesn't die literally right now, even though there's plenty of answers for Brain, I think the Golden Guardians are about to lose.
WizK is going to hit his 10K step count this game, even before the day is over. He's running laps right now away from the Ret Warrior. I'm not sure for how much longer he can really keep this up. Getting out of the Stunlock, has Void Shift available. They're holding out. Triple Blinding Light comes in. WizK is isolated, but he fears Prev and Brain away. The counter Psychic Scream and manages to stall the attempt at his life there, even just for a moment longer, as he once again is on the run, trying to escape Drake, trying to escape Prev, get a little bit of distance. Vendetta available. This Vendetta needs to get big value from Peekaboo. Potentially even just win the game if they want to take this. If Brain knows that it's a threat. Actually, no, he bops the kidney. No Vendetta. Peekaboo baits a bop. There's a big opportunity now. Drake's on Forbearance. That next kidney shot could take Drake down if Peekaboo connects all of his damage. WizK still just staying out of the game. Just wants none of this Ret Paladin Warrior business. Staying behind the pillar, maybe trying to get time for Absurge to drink. WizK even mounts up, but here comes the Stunlock. Here comes the Vendetta. This is where they need to get big pressure. Can they take Drake down here in this moment? An opportunity. They dismantle him out, trying to stop his self-healing, trying to drop him, but Brain gets a big heal. Drake goes back up to full. They're once again back onto WizK. Dispersion comes up in 8 seconds. Can he survive to that point? 7 seconds away for it. Caught in a Stormbolt. And it's just a stall. They're going after Absurge. It looks like maybe he's trying to get away from it. but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to survive. No Trinket for 2. They're going right after him. They're going to grip him back to the other side. He's going to try and free him, get stunned up. Trinket just came up. Drake is getting low. Big opportunity for Peekaboo, trying to take Drake out here. Cheap shotting the world, trying to take him out, but not enough damage. It looks like so close to the kill. Brain feared. He bubble sacks, saving Drake. Very close call, though. Master Spell on the Divine Shield. Brain going to proc an Avenging Wrath to allow him to easily heal his team back to full. Mana is tight on both sides. After full Hammer of Justice. No Trinket. Getting crushed by Kawhi in a swap. Game 1 to Kawhi.
This composition, I mean, they still had a Blessing of Protection, too. So the next stun on Drake, Blessing of Sanctuary. The next stun on Drake,
Whoop, it's not
Blessing
over.
of Protection.
It's not over.
Okay.
Orange Marmalade
Okay.
time. Peekaboo on the run. Okay.
Yeah, they did it. We'll see if they can finish it off here in this 2 versus 2.
Yes,
Peekaboo
Void
gonna be in
Shift.
some trouble. There's 0 cooldowns left. Void
Present.
Shift coming in.
Oh.
Whiskey does manage to survive. There are some defensive cooldowns here. We got the Blessing of Sanctuary, like I was saying, as well. Grab the Blessing of Protection. Just weren't able to get those cooldowns connected to actually keep them alive. Peekaboo and Whiskey, Golden Guardians. This is the move. Can they pull off the 2v2? That is the question. Hammer of Justice will land. We have Whiskey with the Master Spell, and it's going to be a Mind Control. Hammer of Justice into Hammer of Justice. Absolutely devastating. They're going for Prev. Blessing of Protection comes in. Peekaboo on the run. Shadow stepping behind the pillar. He's
Brain's
trying to
after
get
him,
away.
dude.
Brain in hot pursuit. Can Brain take him down? One hammer lands. Peekaboo, if he gets a re-stealth here,
Does he have
might be able
first
to
aid
actually
on the
hold
TR?
He's got no cooldowns. I mean, I haven't seen first aid in a long time, but I don't know if Peekaboo's health is going to really recover too much. Whiskey is going for a few Shadow Mens. They can actually hold on to their cooldowns. They might be able to pull off a
15
win.
seconds
Can
to
they pull
Vendetta.
off the miracle?
15
Prev
seconds. They're
is
going to one-shot
nothing.
Prev.
They can actually kill
one-shot
Prev, 100%. Brain is completely tapped. This is it. They're going in for it. Can they do it? Full kidney shot. There's nothing that can remove this one. And Whiskey pops the Void Eruption. He pops the damage. Peekaboo realizing they don't have the damage just yet. And Peekaboo's going to go for a re-step. He needs to get this re-step. He does. Beautiful evasive maneuvers here. Peekaboo showing it's all in the hips here with those moves. And now they're going to go after Whiskey. Whiskey has nothing, though. Here comes the Sheep Shot. There's the Garrote. They have the Vendetta. There's the Silence. They Trinket out. And they find the damage here onto Prev.
His Cloak
Doesn't
Evasion.
look like it. The Cloak Evasion is available. There's a Kidney. Here's the Vendetta still ticking.
That's
Brain
it,
with no
oh boy.
mana left. That's it. The Golden Guardians pull it off. 2v3. Look at Absturge. He thought it was over. Everybody thought it was over. But
Yeah,
guess
I thought it
what?
was over.
They find the kill. The Void Shift still in Whiskey's back pocket. He didn't want to waste it on Absturge. He wanted to save it for the real crucial moment in the 2v3, or in the 2v2 rather. Golden Guardians take game number 1 in what could be a series that might go back and forth, judging by how these comps are being picked and how they played last weekend. Oh my goodness.
Goodness
All right.
gracious. I mean, I thought that game was done. I thought it was over. I was talking about, oh yeah, Prev, you know, he's still got his Sanctuary, he's still got his Blessing of Protection. But man, did they prove me wrong. Golden Guardians strike back in a big way, able to drop Drake. I'm really curious to see how this actually did come down to a cross scale. These are the early stages of the game. And honestly, I feel like the comp from Kawhi, it makes sense on paper. You have so many answers for that Vendetta. But Golden Guardians, they just survive for such a long time. Eventually, their crowd control and their consistency kind of pays off. Good offensive push here. There's a little bit later on in the game. Brain Cell has tons of cooldowns. Drake does get a little bit low, so there are lots of moments in the game where Golden Guardians do have pressure. But at the same time, I mean, look at Whiskey barely holding on. He's so low on health. The pod tender, don't forget, Whiskey died in this game. He literally died and got the Blessing of Protection to survive. I mean, I was kind of thinking, like, when we were seeing that 2v2, I was like, wait, this is still like game 1? I feel like so much has happened. Is this like game number 3 or what? But nope. Whiskey survives, and yeah, I mean, I really can't wait to see exactly how the cross kill did happen. So they started turning their attention a little bit more on Absturge as he was running out of mana, he was running out of cooldowns, and Whiskey had some of his defenses rotating back up. Really close call here on Drake, but the Trinket Sack from Brain is going to be enough, and I think it's Absturge who actually does get dropped relatively soon. So Absturge right now caught into the Hammer of Justice, and this is where he goes down. And I'm thinking, look at Prev. He's got Divine Shield. He's got Blessing of Protection. How on earth does Drake even go down? Like, literally, like, how is it even? How? So I feel like a blunder, immediate, no bop. If he, I feel like, I can't help but feel like if he just pressed bop, he probably would have survived. So he goes for the bubble cleanse instead of the bubble bop to keep Drake alive. And that's when we see this epic 2v2 coming from the Gold Guardians.
This was such an insane 2v2 as well. That they pull it. I mean, it's all. Honestly, Peekaboo and Whiskey, they both played phenomenally to even pull that off. But I mean, Peekaboo, especially the way he got that restuff, I hope we can see it. This was right after he just got that restuff, so he had both players chasing him around that pillar, and the fact that he gets that restuff, avoiding both people, you know, on a pillar by yourself, going from one side each, that is about the hardest thing you can do. And he pulls it off, he gets the restuff, and then that allows him to get this opener here. And at this point, there's a bop for Brain in 20 seconds. That's the best answer they have. They already forced out the trinket with the silence. There's nothing they can do. They're in a checkmate position. Prev has no bubble because he actually used it to try to save Drake. So there's no answers. There's actually nothing they could do. Brain had no mana. Maybe he could have sat down and drank instead of chasing Peekaboo, but he was CC'd no matter what there. So the Golden Guardians actually just pulls it off. That is the best game we've seen all weekend, in my opinion. 100%.
It's always these teams, dude. It's always these teams.
You know what's the craziest thing? The craziest thing about a game like that is it's such like a momentum builder too. When you feel like you're gonna win and then it gets stolen from you, it's devastating. You know, on the flip side, when you feel like you're gonna lose and then you pull out the miracle, like everyone's getting excited. You saw how happy and excited Absurge was. So